Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Lerato Sebata, your procurement specialist and of course business coach. Today I want to talk about hot topic of note. Why do I keep bidding but I never get awarded? Last year, in fact, I did a poll and I asked people, 80% of the time people don't win tenders. Why? We give us 8 out of 10 tenders that I submit or I bid, I do not get them. And other people, they just keep on hitting blanks. Lerato, why am I not winning? What am I not doing right? Let's talk about this today, and I do want to help those who are struggling. Okay, so I did a study and I've checked. For the most part, people have issues mostly in tenders with understanding and underestimating costs. Okay, the reason why you may not be getting the tender is because what's a good price? You're not pricing correctly. You are just missing it. And of course, there is a misconception that you must always be under the budget. But 200,000 under the budget, you think that you would be winning the tender, and that's not always the case. There are a couple of tenders and projects that were funded and budget was sourced because the business realized, this is not enough. And most business owners, then they think if they ask whoever somewhere don't to find out the budget, then they just go in under, and you think that's what's gonna get you to win a tender. Woo! Newsflash, that's not the case. Okay, a lot of times people who share budget, you must keep this in mind. I'm not saying it's not correctly, but you must keep this in mind. Sometimes people who give you budget, guys, they are misinformed themselves. It may be very incorrect. It may have been a corridor talk that some things got lost in translation, or the business just underestimated the cost, right? It's not what they anticipated, and that's not what the market, in fact, right now is benchmarked as, or what people are paying as a price. Remember, yesterday's price is not today's price. There's just so many variables. You just need to continuously, propose what works for you and what is practical and reasonable within your pricing. All right. So, but you could be pricing incorrectly. That's just the point. I just wanted to make that. And two, the other big important reason why you may not be winning the tender is because you're submitting a poor proposal. Why are you not proposing what your business is about and your solution and how you are going to execute work once you win this project? Guys, I see this a lot of times. I went to the complete SBD forms. Kudos! You are submitted, you completed it, but you're not proposing what your business is going to be doing. How are you going to execute this work? There are projects that will say, okay, we want you to, do maintenance in this building. And you are supplying, materials, or you're doing maintenance and stuff. But in your tender response, all you do is just mention, this is a BE, this is a price, this is, we've completed this projects wherever, and then that's it. But you're not saying how are you going to execute work for that client. What is your proposal? What is your unique value proposition? Guys, always remember, you need to have a strong proposal to win the bid. If you cannot functionally do the work, right, then you can't. That's why other projects, they in fact shortlist, right, or do killer criteria upfront to say if you do not meet 70% of the points functionally, then you don't even move to price, you don't even move to B, you don't even progress to anything else. So you need to make sure that in your functionality you still provide your proposition. How are you going to do this? In simple terms, how are you going to bake scones? Okay, if there's anything you must remember from this video, if you are proposing, but we need 10 scones, submitted, let's say, to so many sites, your proposal must be, yes, I'll submit to so many sites, but this is how I'm going to bake mine. We bake differently, okay? If you tell me, Guti, this is how I bake scones, I'm going to tell you this is how I bake scones. We use different ingredients, different ways, methods. Oxalive is how are you going to do this? And then you get to the end product. Similarly with tenders, guys. Each project, there is, let's say, a project to supply equipment. You need to indicate, this is how your logistics plan is. This is how your route's gonna work. This is where you're gonna, deal with returns, maintenance, cost, and the team that's going to be assigned to do that, and after sales on that very same project. So it's how you're going to execute it so that it could be different from someone else who's now bidding. So a lot of times your proposal is very poor. Now the other check reasons why you may not be getting the tender is you overlook details of the scope requirements. People overlook what the statement of work or scope requirements entails. You just read, read to understand, not to answer. Some people just read to quickly go to the end and say, okay, this is ahia guti bafuna, let's say, to supply or to deliver AMA plans wherever. You don't check what other things they want. Maybe they want certifications. Maybe they want to green, material recycling. You must read all of the details so that you'll be able to still respond under each section of the scope of work. Don't jaha, guys. Figure price and okay, this is where I'm gonna get this and that's it. But read the entire scope of services. In IT projects, it's even more detailed. There are things that people just forget to include because they did not read the entire scope of work and specification. Take time. That's where the criticality of the tender is at. And in fact, the scope of work, if you read it properly, this is a quick tip and a hack. That's how you can even draft your price, because a lot of times price is linked with the scope. So if you can read what is required, it will guide you on how you should even price for this thing properly. Ne? And the other reason why you could not, be getting the tender is you do not check for errors. Yes, who get penalized on small snitch things, right? You could be that when actually you're not reading the details, and those small errors, they can disqualify you. I don't want you guys to be disqualified over small things, okay? Unfortunately, other entities they don't have patience. If you forget to sign in somewhere SBD form wherever, or you forget to do some declaration that page you forgot, or you saw it or you don't know what you want, you just ignore it. There are people like that. I don't understand what these people want. You just ignore, or we cross it out without even initialing next to it. That's wrong. Look out for small errors, guys. Small errors, they matter the most in tenders. Everything in procurement is about protocol, policy. It's such a square, rigid process. So you don't want to miss no detail. Okay, take it from me. And then the other thing is you don't comply with instructions. Can I just mention this? Most people don't comply with instructions. There are other entities that tell you this is how we need you to submit your bid in this particular order. But section 1, provide your company profile, whatever your requirements. Section 2, we need you to report the scope, whatever certificate. Section 3, we need experience, reference, whatnot. Guys, please read and follow instructions, okay? Others, they don't submit via maybe email. Let's say the requirements are saying please submit via email, or it's compulsory to attend a briefing session. And when you didn't, or you attended but you didn't even sign the register. Hey guys, good news, there's some attenders, like it's a lot. But what is important is you have to comply with the instructions. You can have everything right, like even your proposal, but say important instructions, and you don't follow it. Listen, other organizations, other procurement people, abana patients, and anyway, you can't even go and deviate PFMA, right? There's strict rules with how procurement processes are governed. Remember, it needs to be fair, it needs to be equitable, it needs to be straightforward. So if at any point there was a loophole that Auditor General can see or AA can see, and when you didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm not my favor, because why? No one wants to put themselves in those shoes where they can be compromised because they just understood who they are. Resupply, they want to say that let's help them. No. It takes a great deal of internal process to approve those type of requests, depending in fact on the criticality of the request, of the product, of course depending on the impact to the business and all of that. So you may be missing it on some of these things that I mentioned. Why you're not getting the tenders? It's some of these things. People are just overlooking the small things and the big things and the in-between things, and that's why you may not be getting the tender. Okay. And another thing, the mistakes that I usually see with business owners, especially those who are doing tenders, is you wanna go into e-tenders and just look for everything. It is supply and deliver, supply and deliver, supply and deliver. Yangena. Bruh, what is your business? What are you known for? And anyway, even when you're submitting your company, profile and your services, people fail, or internal customers fail to understand what are you branded for, what are you doing. Please, if there's anything you want to take away from this video, do not be a jack of all trade. You need to build a brand, you need to build a business. You could be just doing supply and deliver to build your business, your funds and whatnot, or to survive. That's fine, anything is okay. But you must understand, you building a sustainable business that will last 10, 15 years or more cannot just run on, you hopping on each and every tender opportunity that comes in. So that's another thing. You may even be exhausting your time on things that don't make sense, things that don't matter. You can't be exhausting your time, ulogu submit your tender on each and every one if you thank fella when you just want it. Guys, you need to decipher, you need to check, you need to filter, you need to scan and see, does this work for me? Is it aligned with my business? Is it not? Can I even, make it? What are my chances? The one thing that I would give you guys as a tip is that before you submit any tender, you need to check, what are my probability of success here? What is my probability of success here? If your probability is 50-50, you can take the chance. But if your probability is 60-40, 70-30, I'd say go for it. It depends, of course. And people think that, for you to win tenders, it's all about knowing someone. It's a process, this thing. It's a whole lot of process. It's not that easy. Even for those guys who think they can just tell you, Lerato, please tender like this, and then when you're busy evaluating with the team, BAC committees inside and adjudication committees inside, we'll just put yours on top. They equally have to submit a bid that makes sense, and everyone else must evaluate them, and they actually have to come up on top with all the points. So that's a lot of work. So in fact, that's why into some bribing and tonton, it's sometimes you could just be paying a bribe where you just won the tender on merit. You didn't even have to do that. And again, it's only on one person that is greedy, that just wants to think they have the power, and actually they don't, because tenders, guys, are evaluated by teams, right? It's different experts that come together and adjudicate and evaluate. It's not one person. If it was just me, of course, I should do all of that. So I'm just saying this so that you understand, Uguti, the inside of what happens within a team of evaluation, and also for you not to keep on shooting blanks when you are submitting your tender bids. Okay. I think one last other tip I can mention is the reasons why you may not also be getting tenders is because you're not managing your company finances well. You're not documenting your business accounts, management accounts, and financial statements. A lot of times these things are required, and it could just be the only thing that also disqualified you, or also that made you not to get those points that are required to put you at number one. And therefore, how are you managing your business finances well? Are you documenting it and all of that? Even if it's not required, please do submit it, guys. And I'm just asking, because the thing about tenders, procurement wants more, but they don't communicate they want more. Business wants more, but they don't communicate they want more. Those that know that I can give more, you are then putting yourself in a probable competitive position to win the bid. Great. So guys, please follow the instruction. If Bati provide a reference letter in this particular order, follow that particular order. Don't have your own order. If they want reference letter signed by your ex-client with this date, contract value, whenever, whatever, please provide a letter like that, not a payment guarantee, not an invoice, not, you see. So those are the things that you could be contributing towards you not winning that project, of course. Okay, and the other thing that you may not be winning tenders, guys, is the ability to not know who is your competitor. Once you know who's your competitor, then you know how to beat the game. So don't sit back and think that it's a gamble game, I'm a dice. It's not a dice. You need to know who your competitor, so that you understand at what level you need to pitch your business. You understand what level you are playing, and therefore you'll be able to at least now compete at the right level and be able to provide information that makes sense. All right. So that's all that I had for this video. If it did help you whatsoever, please do like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate you guys. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. I did say, right? Please subscribe and support a sister. And of course, if you need my help, do email me on info@roigroup.co.za. We'll be able to assist you. It is not free. It is on consultation basis. So disclaimer. However, those who are serious, they know what they need to do. Guys, I always enjoy doing these type of videos, and I really love to help everyone. I wish you can all win. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today. Please do subscribe and share this video as I said. And guys, I'll see you on the next one. Have a beautiful week ahead.